Hello guys and welcome to another Battle for Azeroth video, and this is going to be about the Havoc talents for the Demon Hunter in the expansion. This has been datamined from an alpha version, so it might not hold up until the expansion releases. If you're seeing this later than January 2018, then probably all of this might make no sense, but until then we're just going to hop on and see what's going on. Now, I will be talking about the Havoc Demon Hunter for now. I will upload one with the Vengeance Demon Hunter as well, with the talent changes. And if you want to see that, make sure that you check the description or somewhere on the screen. There will be a little button that you can click to go to the Vengeance Demon Hunter talent build, of course, from the alpha. So without further ado, let's take a look. First here, we're going to have Blind Fury. I-Beam generates 35 Fury every second, and his duration is increased by 50%, same thing that we have on live. Demonic Appetite, though, this used to be a tier 2 talent. Chaos Strike now has a 50% chance to spawn a lesser soul fragment, and you get Fury from consuming it, basically the same thing. But since it's on the same tier, the current build that we have will not work anymore, or at least will have some changes. Now we have Fell Blades, basically does the same thing. Its cooldown will be reset by Demon's Bite and most likely Demon Blades. It doesn't specify, but I assume it will be reset by Demon Blades. Basically, you charge a little bit to deal decent damage and you generate Fury, which is the important part. Now, Tier 2, and this is where things get interesting, we have Insatiable Hunger. Demon's Bite generates up to 10 additional Fury, which is good. It's necessary because as Havoc Demon Hunters, if you played at the beginning of the expansion, you know how frustrating it was when you had to rely on that range of Fury generation. If you got the high, then oh my god, it was the best thing ever, top of the meters. If you got the low, it was shit. And if you got the low end for a big part of the boss fight, then you were essentially dog shit the entire fight. Which is why the legendary ring that increased Fury generation on Demon's Bite and auto attacks is crazy. And now we have a talent for it, which is really good. And moving on, Demon Blades, pretty much the same. I think the damage is a little bit buffed, 75%, I think it's 60% on live, which is really good. We don't know exactly how much shadow damage and how much Fury generates. Maybe the same thing on live. If it's the same, then definitely this is a buff. And moving on, we have Immolation Aura. I'm hoping you can see this. Engulf yourself in flame. This is a spell. Basically, we have Immolation Aura, a basic Demon Hunter spell that's been on the works since Warcraft 3. I'm glad we can see this on Havoc. It's AoE damage aura. Basically, kind of works the same as Vengeance. It will also generate Fury, which is really good. Basically, making this the Fury generating tier of the talent. Really nice. Now, we have a new talent, Trail of Ruin. The final slash of Blade Dance inflicts an additional chaos damage over 4 seconds to everybody, which is really good. We used to have First Blood here, which was moved down the line, but now we have this, which is nice. Basically, we can make Blade Dance a bit more interesting. Now, Fell Mastery, which I believe was previous in the tiers, increased Fell Rush damage by 50%. It's a little bit more than what we currently have, but generates less Fury. I think it's 30 Fury currently on live, and I believe 30 or 25% extra damage if you hit at least one target. So it has to be one target. Basically, if you hit somebody, you generate Fury. That's good, and of course, deal more damage. Now, Fell Barrage, this used to be a last talent. Now, the wording is, unleash a turn of Fell Energy over 3 seconds, inflicting damage to everybody in the area, and that's it. You used to reduce the cooldown for this with certain abilities. Not anymore, it seems. I'm not sure if this is going to be changed, but currently this is how it looks. Now, we have the defensive talent here with Soul Rending, 100% leech while meta is active. We've seen this on live. Desperate Instincts. Now, this has been tweaked a little bit. Now, you automatically trigger Blur when you fall below 35% health, and you can only have this effect occur every 30 seconds, which is good because previously and on live, it's currently reliant on your Blur's cooldown, which kind of makes it a little bit awkward and strange. I personally see this as an improvement every 30 seconds. If you fall down to less than 35% health more than once every 30 seconds, then maybe you're doing something wrong. We'll see. Netherwalk, pretty much the same. Damage immunity for 5 seconds and 100% movement speed increase. amazing defensive cooldown for raids when you have to dodge, and you will be able to dodge an entire mechanic. Awesome. Now we have a new talent, which is Cycle of Hatred. When Chaos Strike refunds Fury, it has a 45% chance to refund Fury. It also reduces the cooldown of meta by 3 seconds, which is a lot of seconds. 3 seconds is cool, 45% of the time. So basically we will have meta a lot more often. We'll see if this extends to other aspects of the Havoc Demon Hunter, because currently this is the only thing that reduces the cooldown of meta. We don't have the artifact anymore. Now we still have First Blood, which basically does the same thing. More damage, single target damage to the first target struck. Now the numbers, they will differ. I'm not sure if it's important to look at the numbers right now, and we'll see. It also reduces the cost of Blade Dance, which actually is important, by 20 Fury, which is really good. And we have a new spell, Dark Slash. Activate this, slash an enemy, it has 20-second cooldown, slash an enemy. You deal physical damage and increases your Chaos Strike damage by 40% for 8 seconds. Basically, you probably want to use this when you're capped on Fury. Pop a Dark Slash, spam all your Fury into the enemy, will Chaos Strikes of course, and then of course build up again to full Fury, which it seems like you might be able to do this every 2 full Fury bars. I don't think it will take 20 seconds to generate a full bar of Fury, we'll see, but some decent uptime maybe, because you'll basically have 12 seconds when this isn't active. 12 seconds, you might be able to generate 1.5 Fury bar, maybe more, depending on the Fury generation, of course. Now we have Unleash Power, which basically does the same thing as on live. It reduces the cooldown of Chaos Nova by 33% and removes the Fury cost. Sweet, why not? AoE stun, very good in Mythic Plus, dungeons, and raids sometimes, yeah. Throw Glaive, same thing, has 2 charges, and you snare enemies, basically slow them by 50% for 6 seconds, same thing as on live. Fell Eruption, which it was moved up, currently impales the target and deals additional damage if the target cannot be stunned. Impaling, basically you stun it for 4 seconds, a very hard stun, really good, and mostly used in PvP or in some mythic situations, and these are by far better. Now we have Demonic, which is the same thing. After you finish casting I-Beam for 8 seconds, you will be in meta with all the meta benefits. Sweet, meta build. Now Momentum has been pushed to the last tier, and Fell Rush increased your damage done by 15% for 6 seconds. It was, I believe, 20% for 4 seconds before, so the build is a little bit easier because at the beginning of the expansion, we remember we used to play with Momentum, and it was tricky. It made or broke the Demon Hunters at the time. You would either have really insane damage if you kept your momentum uptime, and now you're not. But it doesn't seem like Vengeful Retreat will give you momentum anymore, not as far as the wording goes. Vengeful Retreat's cooldown is reduced by 10 seconds and it generates 0 Fury, I would assume a number of Fury. I don't think it's 0 Fury. Over until cancelled if it damages at least 1 enemy. So if you damage 1 or more enemies, you generate Fury, not 0, because that would be stupid, but we'll see. It doesn't say that it uses momentum, that it activates momentum. I think it should, otherwise it's kind of awkward if you generate momentum just with Fell Rush. It is a longer duration, but who knows. Nemesis, we all know Nemesis, basically 25% bonus to our damage for 60 seconds against that target, and if we kill that target during those 60 seconds, for the remaining of the buff's duration, we deal additional damage to all mobs of the same type. This can either be a strong boss cooldown, or when you're doing good big packs of mobs in Mythic Plus, you just kill one really quick with this buff and then you AoE them down with 25% increased damage. Fantastic, really nice, really nice. It's on the same tier as everything else, so I'm not sure how this will work because we don't have Chaos Blades anymore. We have this, so we'll see how that pans out. This has been it for the Havoc Demon Hunter when it comes to the talents. Of course, keep in mind, this is just what's been data mined so far from the alpha build, which we haven't had a chance to test out yet. We don't know how balanced these talents are. We don't know if they need to be buffed or nerfed, so keep an eye open for that. And if you like the video, subscribe. If you like the video, like the video. And it always helps us out if you also leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. We respond to every comment that we can, and we want to start discussion. This is going to be an ongoing testing. We need to make sure that we get the demon hunters that we want when the expansion releases. So hit us up in the comment section below. And until next time, guys, peace.